Two Texarkana teens arrested accused of breaking into a man's apartment Saturday night and fatally shooting him.
When it happened, when he got up and walked across the bed and he said what he said, and then it's like it looked as if he ran towards them, but he didn't make it.
Detectives say the two kicked in Gentry's door at his apartment and then shot him.
I put a flashlight on his face. He shakes to look at me and then looks down the hallway, and I believe that was him asking where they gone.
An innocent man died for no damned reason.
And I hear him breathing, and that is a sound that I will never get out of my head. So I run to get her, and we slip on his blood and fall right on top of his body.
Have you ever forgiven them? Hey guys, I'm going to turn off all commercial breaks for this video, so I'm going to let you watch it completely through with no interruptions. Just do me a huge favor. Like the video, share the video, and use your hype on the video. So just do those three things. Leave a comment. And if you haven't had a chance to donate to her GoFundMe, I'm sure by the end of it, I won't have to ask you. Caleb, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. I know you weren't going into this weekend expecting to be having a journalist invade your life, you know. That's what I did, is just kind of step right into your life. And I know at first, when I first reached out, I know you weren't expecting to be on somebody's show. So I really appreciate you taking the time to spend time with us and to tell us about something that was really dear to your heart, something that happened and somebody that was dear to your heart. So, okay, that's malfunctioning. I guess I just have to do it all, wing it off my memory.
Okay.
Yeah. So tell us about Craig. Something funny about Craig. Tell us about something that's a funny memory about him.
Oh, I have so many, but the one that I think about and I talk about all the time is the way he proposed to me. It was so ratchet. But it was so him. It was, in his way, it was romantic, but it was really not. He decided on the Easter weekend that he wanted my parents and his parents to meet. They all knew what was happening. I didn't know. And so we all met. We all went out to eat on Saturday before Easter. And it was me and my older two kids. And we all went back to my grandparents' house. My grandparents raised me, by the way. So that's my mom and dad. So we went back to my grandparents' house, and we're all sitting in the driveway. The kids are blowing bubbles and writing chalk on the driveway. And he goes inside the house. He comes back out and he trips over my foot and falls. And he doesn't get up. And so I look like, what are you doing? And he's like, I've fallen for you. Will you marry me? And I was like,
really?
This is the best you can do. But yes. And then everybody was like, ah. And I was just like, y'all could have helped him plan this a little bit better, because this was corny.
That sounds like something I might do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might do something silly like that. So.
But it was so him. And I know that for him, that was romantic. So I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and get married. But that was probably that's the main thing I talk when people ask me, what do I miss? And I just miss his goofiness and how he was a cornball. He really was. He was so nerdy and goofy, but he looked like what most people would think was a little thug, but he really wasn't. He was a
little serious. Yeah.
Yeah, he always had this serious look on his face. And once you got to know him, he had the biggest laugh, and he was just funny. Everything was funny, and you was going to laugh.
Yeah.
And then because I didn't make oxtails because I didn't like them. If he was a woman that would own up to be his mama, he was like, can you make oxtails? He always wanted to eat, and it was always oxtails. And I don't understand it. And even when I tried to make oxtails, he was like, it's not like your grandma's. And I just gave it up. I said, let my grandma can have it. She can cook you oxtails. But he was just funny. Everything. Even when I talk about him around my family, they say I always light up. Because he was a bright light in my life. He just shined so bright.
I see. Yeah. How was he with the kids? What kind of father was he?
Oh my God. So he met me when I was pregnant with my second child.
Okay.
When I moved back home, he saw me walk through my grandpa's church. I'm a preacher's kid, and he told his grandma, he said, "I don't know who she is, but I'm gonna marry her."
Whoa.
And
Okay.
everybody, they were like, "She has a 2-year-old and she's pregnant. She got a lot going on." He was like, "I don't care. That God just told me that was my wife." So
Okay.
he kind of pursued me while I was pregnant. I thought he was crazy, but he became an instant father to my daughter, and he was there my whole pregnancy. My older 2 kids only know him as dad, and he never missed anything for my oldest daughter. Like anything she had for little preschool, he was there. Little father daughter breakfast or father daughter dance, he was there. It was nothing that nothing that the kids couldn't ask for. Even his biological kids that lived out of state, he was always there. It didn't like he couldn't physically be there sometimes, but if it was money, he sent it, no questions. And there was times where he would get ready to go out there, and he was a father first.
Sure.
Like
Okay.
he loved his kids.
Okay.
And in the way, and what makes me sad is I know how he passed protecting my daughter, who
Yeah.
biologically wasn't his.
Hmm.
But it hurts me sometimes to know, like, maybe I should have been the one, seeing what was going
Uh,
on, because that's my daughter technically. But for him, no. I had to go see what was happening, because my kids are out there.
hmm.
And
Yeah.
he always said that no matter what, if anything was to ever happen, for me to make sure he said, "I'm gonna stand in the way. You better make sure our kids are safe." And that's the mindset that I've been in ever since he left.
Oh, I see. I see. How and mentioning the kids without telling me if there's anyone in particular. Um,
Hmm.
are there any kids that are having trouble with the situation, especially considering the fact that this thing happened at nighttime? I know kids when it comes to getting to sleep and things like that, hearing noises, are they affected by noises and things like that at nighttime? Has that been a problem?
Um, Not really by noises. My oldest, she pretty much witnessed it all. And
Oh
she
wow.
has she's in therapy constantly. She has her moments where she could talk about her dad. Then
Yeah.
there's moments where she'll just break down and cry. She has a phobia of police officers. Like even if we get like a speeding ticket, she just feels like somebody's going to
Oh.
pass away because an officer is here. I actually burnt my hand
Oh
this year
yeah.
and had to call 911, and the ambulance came, and
Oh.
she freaked out because they pulled out the little bed for me to, to get on. And all she knew was last time she saw that out, her dad didn't come back and she lost it. So I was like, let me
Mm.
walk out. So she has like a fear of police, but not like the police are bad, but something bad is going to happen. Somebody's going to pass away because the police are here. The ambulance are here. She can't see a fire truck or ambulance driving past us with their lights on, because now she's worried that somebody has died.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
she fears, if I don't tell them like, hey, somebody is coming over today, if a random knock on the door, she loses it, because you told us nobody
Oh.
was. She's not expecting the doorbell to ring or somebody to knock on the door like Amazon. Like stuff like that triggers her bad. And then at school, if they have a lockdown drill, she's done for the day.
Oh
So
wow. Oh
she doesn't
wow.
even attend the lockdown drills no more. They'll tell me ahead of time and I will keep her home, because she goes into a straight PTSD moment. As soon
Oh
as they say
wow.
we got to hide from a bad guy with a gun, that's a wrap for her.
Yeah, yeah, I would imagine that that kind of event, and I don't want to get too specific about how old she is
Hmm.
or anything like that, but I would imagine that would be very difficult for a child to see. I know I had, my father died when I was younger, and it wasn't
Hmm.
in a violent way like this, and I remember how difficult that was just for me, at 5 or 6 years old. So I could only imagine a violent event. I mean, that's got to
Hmm.
be something difficult for any child to kind of deal with. So, wow, that's
And
very
then
interesting.
my son, who was there at the time. He doesn't remember it, but all he remembers is Daddy put me to bed and Daddy wasn't there when I woke up. And it made him lash out at that age with behavior problems. I have then since then gotten him some help, but he has anger issues when someone passes away. And so
Okay.
recently, my grandma just passed away, the woman who raised me. And when I told him she passed, he just went bananas. He destroyed my backyard because he doesn't like death. Because
Yeah.
death was introduced to him in such a harsh way. He doesn't like it. And then my youngest boy, I was pregnant. He never got to meet his dad. And so he's now at the age where he's asking questions like, well, what did he sound like? What did he smell like? What did he, and I have to go back through memory lane and pull up videos and he'll like,
Yeah.
oh, I look just like my dad. And it's like, yeah. And
Yeah.
then, he'll still ask questions like, well, can Jesus just let me meet him just once? And I know those questions are hard. And, when he gets sad, because he's like, he is such a brave kid. He, anything he has to do that requires strength and bravery, he always says, I'm going to be brave, just like my daddy, Craig.
Yeah.
And because all he knows is Daddy Craig saved the family. So he
Yeah.
just says he has to be brave, like his daddy Craig. And
Yeah.
it breaks my heart.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Man, when you really think about it, not being able to at least meet him one time has to be really difficult. And I'm sure over the next few years, as he gets a little bit older, it's probably going to even be a little bit more difficult. So it's good that you're at least recognizing that and not just like ignoring that. It's probably going to be important for him to have males around, some good coaches around, and things like church leaders
My
and things like that.
uncle and aunt has really stepped in. Like my uncle is his godfather, and he's not missing a beat. My kids, they're not missing a beat, but I know that it's not the same as their
Yeah,
dad.
yeah, absolutely. Give me 1 second because I don't have my notes up here, but let me take a look real quick and see if I can make sure I have everything I need here, because now I give my guest the final say so on what I cut out of the video. So I'm going to send this to her first. If she wants the next part out of the video, I'll take it out. I'm not offended by what she said. I think it's pretty funny. I think raw is good. Giggity. I'll just edit all this out. the me searching around.
Look, since we're editing this out, I thought you were like one of them weirdo people that I get like emails probably once every 2 months about something regarding this, and I just block them. I'll read it and be like, okay,
wow,
and I'll block.
really? Oh, really? Like from like YouTube or something like that?
Like I don't, but thing is, I don't know because I can't never find who they supposedly are. So I don't know if it's somebody trying to find me because of the death threats we got years ago. So I just immediately block.
No, that's a good idea.
And then my mom,
that's a good idea.
my biological mom hit me up and she was like, "Hey."
Yeah.
I was like, okay, they reaching out. Let me really see who these people are.
I had to use some actual journalism to find to really get a hold of it. I was like, let me contact her mom and see how that goes. And I barely found her, but I found her. I was like, okay, that's her mom. So let me contact her mom. And mom was like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead. You can still hear me, right? Okay, let me. I'm gonna open up another window here so I can just take a quick peek at it. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
You can still see me. Really? Am I still on camera?
Yes.
Oh, well, heck, I guess I could just leave this open like this, I guess. I didn't realize that. Okay.
You haven't left the screen.
Okay, perfect. Let me take a look at it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just continue on from here. Okay. Yeah. I wanted to talk to you about one of your Facebook posts from 2022. You have to forgive me. I was just going and looking at your Facebook because it was just it shows a lot of raw emotion, and which is kind of what I want to see. I want to see what you've been going through, and there was one thing that it really impressed me about that post in 2022, and it was on the anniversary date, and you put in there that the Akela from 2019 through 2021 wouldn't recognize basically who you were at that point. And I was curious, who was the Kayla from 2019 to 2021? Share with us exactly looking back, who you were, what you were going through. I know sometimes people go through things, they kind of feel like they're not in their own body. They're like, things are just different. So explain to us, looking back, it's been 6 years. What was going on back then?
Well, when it happened, when he got up and walked across the bed and he said what he said, and then it's like it looked as if he ran towards them, but he didn't make it. He instantly got shot. But I heard all this commotion. So I'm thinking he must be in there whooping some tail, right? But that was technically them running out. And I hear him breathing, and that is a sound that I will never get out of my head. Like, I hear it a lot, but I have now managed to master putting it in the back of my head. But I got up and I see him, head blown off.
Oh no.
And I freak, but I couldn't feel it. It's like, now looking back, it's like God said, mm-mm, you got to make sure these kids are safe. You got to get safe. You cannot spaz out right now. So I put a flashlight on his face. He like shakes to look at me and then looks down the hallway. And I believe that was him asking where they gone. And all I said was, nobody's here. And I heard him gargle. At this point, I hear my daughter screaming. I already had my son with us. So I run to get her, and we slip on his blood and fall right on top of his body. And that was the last time I hear his sound. And I throw my daughter in the bed with my son. I cover them up with a blanket, and the front door is just wide open. And I don't know if anybody's coming back, but I feel all the anxiety and I feel all the fear, but I cannot actually display it. I have this, you got to get these kids to safety. What's going on? So I'm calling 911. I call my grandpa and I'm holding Craig. And from my opinion, had already passed in my arms. Then we make it to the hospital. They say he's alive. They do all the surgery. He does not make it. When they say he's gone, I collapse to the ground, because it's like I was holding all that in with the hopes that, and I told my grandpa, I said, if he makes it, I'm gonna have to just wipe his butt for the rest of his life. You know, that's my new task that the Lord has given me, is I'm gonna have to really stand beside him for real. But to hear that he was actually gone, it broke me into a place of, I never been mentally. So I couldn't grieve because I instantly got thrown into planning a funeral. And he died a week for his birthday. So we were planning his birthday trip. So I have to cancel the plans and add new plans and argue with his mama about funeral dates, because I'm not trying to argue with nobody, but his mom, I understand now, looking back, as a mother, just lost her only child. And all the rights was given to me as the wife to plan it. But at the time, I was like, I'm not trying to fight. Whatever y'all want to do, because I am mentally not here anymore. My whole world just got shattered. Seeing death ain't natural, and I shouldn't have seen this.
Yeah.
And it put me in a bad headspace that I tried to kill myself.
Oh no.
But I couldn't, because I still had the baby in my stomach. And I knew that was his legacy. And so I did. But then the baby came early, a month early, and they said I was gonna lose the baby. And I was like, oh heck. But I didn't. He's still here. And then that whole time I became, in my head, a alcoholic. I drunk Ciroc and orange juice every morning, and then in the afternoon it was Dr. Pepper and Crown. I mixed light and dark, and I ate edibles. I could not, I wanted to stay asleep because he was always in my dreams. And so being awake, I was in a foreign world, but being asleep, I was in my safe space because he was there. And in my dream, my last dream that he came to, he said, you gotta go and take care of these kids. I can't sit here with you no more. And that broke me because he hasn't visited me since. He said, if
I
I don't
see.
let you go, you won't let me go, and you won't do what I die for. You're not going to take care of these kids.
Yeah.
And I tried to get myself again because what you mean? I'm coming with you. I was not
Yeah.
even thinking as a mom. I was thinking as I guess, a widow. And I couldn't do it. Every time I thought about really taking those pills and killing myself, I kept looking at my children, or listening to my children in the background. I was like, I can't do this. They just lost their dad, and it was in that moment I said, nope, I have to live for these kids and give these kids the life that he and I was trying. And it sucks that I have to now do this by myself, but it's not because he didn't want to be here. And I have mentally gotten real into my church and real into my Bible, and I had to put myself aside because my kids need me. I am the only person that they have left in this world, and I cannot fail them. And so 2022, Kayla decided that I have to let go of being there because I realized that years have passed. I was still stuck at November 9th, 2019 for all those years. I couldn't go to November 10th to get to November 11th. I couldn't even get past
Yeah.
November. I was stuck there replaying it over and over and listening to the gargles, listening to the sounds, looking at his body in my head. And I had to grab it and put it in the back of my head and look what was in front of me, which was three kids who needed their mother.
Yeah.
And that's what has kept me going,
Wow.
is my children. I have not had another suicidal thought because who gonna take care of them if I'm not here?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
How
so
true.
that is what keeps me going, is my kids. And so if 2019, and if that version of Kayla would talk to me now, they'd be like, girl, we about to off ourselves.
Yeah.
But this Kayla is more like, no, we are we are the mother of these three children,
Hmm. Yeah. Hey,
and that's all that matters.
so during that period of time, I guess the trials happened a
Hmm.
couple years later. Did you attend any of the trials?
Yes, I attended the only trial,
Oh,
and they had
were they
that
tried
trial.
together? Were they
No,
trying to
they were
get?
trialed separately,
Okay.
but the two, they took a plea deal after the fact. But the thing was, they had to get my approval, and I took years to approve it because I was so angry.
Okay. So that was going to be my follow up question was
Mhm.
of how you did you ever or have you ever forgiven them?
It took a long time to even consider the thought of forgiving them because I'm trying to make it to heaven. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
I can't harbor it. And
Yeah.
I would like to say that I am working towards it
Good, good, good. Yeah,
because
it definitely takes a
Mhm.
godly power to forgive somebody for something like that. That's not something that I think most human beings can naturally just do. So I don't think anybody will feel um, judgmental about you feeling that way.
I've forgiven the one who testified and the one who showed remorse, the one who
Okay.
really didn't want to be a part. But the one who did the actual act, he has yet showed any sign of remorse. And
Yeah.
that is hard to forgive. And I am daily talking about it. I don't feel as much anger.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm getting to the point where I might just say, you were 17 and you made a dumb decision that affected my life. It affected your parents' life. I just haven't fully gotten to the point where I can out my mouth say, I forgive you. And I pray that one day I can,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they ruined my life, but they they ruined their families' lives because, fortunately for them, their family can still go and visit them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, I have to go look at a mausoleum.
Yeah. That's true. That is a good point. Yeah. Yeah, I think that it's absolutely natural in your position to be reluctant to forgive, and I pray that God makes it easy or easier over time.
Mhm.
So I can totally understand that, totally relate to from what I've seen, looking at other people that have suffered a similar scenario. I see that some people it's a little the scenario is a little more difficult. So, and
It's
yours,
just hard to forgive when you've also received death threats. Like, I haven't
wow,
done anything
yeah,
to anybody. Me and my kids didn't do anything.
yeah. How is the so the death threats that you've been receiving are related to this case?
They were. I haven't received any in a while, but when this
Okay,
first happened, yeah, like
okay.
it was pretty much like a picture of me and him sent to a group chat asking where was I?
Wow.
Do they know where to find me and my family?
No, young lady, you're inspiration to all of us. You really are. I like I said about the GoFundMe. So you didn't have a GoFundMe before?
No, they made one for his mom.
Exactly. And see, this is why, and we're back live, by the way.
Okay.
This is gonna be ass on camera because my audience was like, "What?" And that's why I said, "Girl, go make you a GoFundMe." What the heck is all? What's up with this? So most of the time, when someone passes, people these days are so fast to run and go make a GoFundMe. And I'm
Mhm,
not saying they're trying to cash in, but some people probably are. I
mhm,
know you have to bury somebody, and these things happen. But all this time, no GoFundMe. Why?
mhm.
Why no GoFundMe?
Ironically, Craig paid for his own funeral because when we found out I was pregnant, we were saving for a car. And
Okay.
I had pretty much the money to pay for his funeral. And then my job, everybody gave me their PTO hours and let me cash in on that, which actually paid my life for a few months. And yeah, but I don't look for charity. I don't ask help because this is my problem in my life. I gotta figure it out, you know. Everybody else has their own problems. So I never even thought to make a GoFundMe. When they told me that there was a GoFundMe and apparently it was, I don't know what it was, but I ended up telling his mom, you know, I I don't it's yours. I don't want to split it. I don't want to do anything. And as you can see, it's still up there. And
Yeah, yeah, I saw
um,
that. And I thought that was your GoFundMe, and that's what I was mentioning. You're
yeah.
like, "What GoFundMe?" Like, you have a GoFundMe. So that worked out, and I think I've looked over there, and my audience has been, they've been busy. They do what they do.
I looked on it once, and that was like earlier while I was at church, and I was like, "Oh, thank
Yeah,
you."
yeah. So to my audience, you guys continue, please. Let's give these kids a very Merry Christmas. And this young lady, she's so strong, and I'm so proud of her. It's been a long road. It's been 6
Mhm,
years, and it's gonna take even more time. Some wounds take a long time to heal, if they even heal. Sometimes they don't always heal. I think this one it's nice to see you still smiling and laughing. And that was the one thing that I really appreciated when I was looking at your Facebook was the fact that I saw you smiling, I saw the kids smiling, and I know that there's pain there, but at the same
yeah.
time, I could tell that the kids are in good hands. I really believe so.
Yes, we are. I smile because I gotta keep moving forward, and I
Absolutely.
have to find peace.
Yeah.
And I
Well said.
found my peace. I found my joy that I used to have. You know, there are days, in the shower, away from the kids, but I wake up every day and thank God that I have another day to do it right, another day to move forward, another day to reflect, and that's just my life now. I have a
Absolutely.
outlook on a lot of things. Because everybody, because I watch true crime documentaries, and so and
Oh,
and I never thought that
measure
one
that.
day, right? I never thought that one day I would be on one. But
Yeah.
I always say that couldn't happen to me, because I
Yeah.
didn't think we didn't do anything. We just went to work and church and home. Like we weren't in the streets like that. We weren't nothing like that. So for it to happen to me was just
Mhm.
but but I have a little PTSD when it comes to going out. Like that first, like when we talk about the 2019, 2021, I couldn't leave the house. I was afraid of leaving out of my house. I didn't want my kids going to work. I didn't want anybody to get hurt. And so for me to actually be out the house and put my kids back in sports, for me to actually do things and be active again is a lot for me now. For me to actually get out of my bed and go to work with a smile on my face is a lot now because I didn't
Wow.
even have a smile. And so when you say that, it's crazy because at one point I didn't smile. I looked like the world was on my shoulders.
Oh wow. Wow. Yeah, and it's like I said, that's the reason why I had that question earlier, because it's hard to imagine that we don't see that in the Facebook. You know what I mean? Don't see that,
Mhm.
but you mention it. And so I was very curious about that. And obviously that's something that you kept to yourself. And it's a lot to hang on to for one person. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I'm very glad that you're able to talk to it. I'm not going to keep you too long. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And like I said,
Thank you for having me.
yeah, absolutely. And you're a blessing to all of us. Your situation, your testimony can help somebody. I'm sure it will help somebody. So, audience, let's go. Oh, I'm just going to activate the audience. Those of you who haven't donated, drop a little something in that GoFundMe for her. And let's keep that young lady smiling, keep those kids having a very good Christmas. So,
Thank
Kayla,
you.
thank you for joining us. And I'll be in touch, young lady.
Okay. I won't block you this time.
Okay, don't blind me this time. It's like, who's this crazy guy? You have a good night, young lady.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. You guys, I mean it. If you haven't had a chance to donate a few bucks, please do so. She has been through so much. What wife and children both see a man killed right in front of them? Who goes through that? That's just incredible. They need money for counseling and things like that. Let's try to do something on this one. I don't do that on every case, but this is one of those cases that's just, it's a different case. It really is. So I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share, comment, and hype this video. You got 7 days from when it's uploaded to hype it. So just if you've used all your hype up for the whole week, wait till next week on a Monday or whatever and come back and hype the video. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys. We'll see you soon. Until next time.